Hey y'all. Got a call from a buddy of mine. Found this on a tree lawn, actually, right down the road from his place. And it looked like it was in good shape, so he really didn't know why it was being discarded. And he thought it would be a good, fun little project for me to play around with and see if we could figure out what was going on with it. Um, it's a Troy-Bilt flavor, TB100. It's just a little push around mulching mower. Not a whole lot to it. A little Briggs and Stratton on it. I mean, not a fancy lawnmower, as it were, but one that'll get it done, I guess. Get done what you need to get done. Inexpensive, relatively. So I don't know. We'll dive into it, see if we can figure out why somebody didn't want it anymore. See if we can make something of it. Anywho, good to see you. Let's get to it. All right, so like I said, a friend of mine found it on a tree line, went back the next day, it was still there. I think he even talked to the homeowner. I don't know. But it was still there, so it was clearly being thrown away. And that is all we know about it. Okay, it's missing the breather cap over there. We can see that right away, the air cover and the filter. So if we get this thing figured out, then obviously we have to order that. Um, what else can we see here? Let's see if we can find out a little information on it. I don't have my peepers. Let's see if I can take a picture of that, see what it says, see if it's going to tell us anything. Looking for, we got some serial numbers there. We can put that in. Blade requirements has a year on that, but I don't think that's just when the blade requirement was in. So if we wanted to find out any more about this unit, we have to dive into the serial number and see if we can't get more out of it. But I like to know a little bit more about them. Like to know how long they've been used. Another thing we'll do is we'll yank on this go handle just a bit and see how that feels. See if it's stuck. Well, it's moving, but not very good. It's kind of restricted. So let's flip underneath here and see what we see. See if there's any. Nope. Well, we got that. Here, come under here with me and take a peek at it. So, yep, no blade. That's been removed. I was looking under here to see if there was something jammed up or sticking, like the mower deck was full of garbage. And I mean, it's not pristine, but it's not terrible. But there's nothing restricting that. So the restriction obviously is internal. So let's come over here and let's poke our peepers in this area here. Oh, that's loose. Okay. Let's give that a sniff. All right, let's poke that tube down in there. Yeah, it's got a little bit of contaminant, but it's tacky. It's thick and it's tacky. So that's telling me that this thing got nice and hot and probably just ran the hell out of it and never changed the oil because it's got a tackiness to it. So that's telling me that it's been in there for a while. It's probably gummed up in here, so thick and tacky that it's not flowing through very well. And hopefully what happened is I fired it up and the oil wasn't flowing like it should. It got heated up and, started smoking or shut down or whatever. And they're just like, and then tried starting it and it was not having it. So they just went and got another one and pushed this one to the curb. I mean, either that or they never changed the oil on it. Right? They never serviced it, because that's another thing that happens a lot is, they just ignore it and maybe add oil here and there when it's low, but never really do any maintenance to it. And as a result, that oil just gets thicker and thicker. And then eventually it doesn't like flowing through the engine like it should. And when that happens, things stop working like they should. So what we are going to do is I'm going to start out by pulling this plug, and I'll dump some juice down in the cylinder head there, see if we can get it loosened up. And then we'll tilt this over, we'll rinse this out, see if we can thin that sludge up a little bit, get that out of there, kind of flush the engine, as it were. We're going to get that out of there. We're going to put some new juice in it. Going to let it run, warm up, drain that juice, and then if it's freed up and it pulls a little easier when you yank on that go cord, then we'll put some more juice in it and see if we can't get it running straight. If we can get it running good, everything running even, then we'll put a few bucks into it and keep it relatively cheap. Just get a blade for it, get the blade retainer, get a bolt that's obviously missing, and see if we can find a breather cover and filter for it, air filter cover, and put it back to work. So let's see what we can figure out here. Let's see if we can get some of that stuff done. Now, I just got to find out, it's probably underneath. That's probably, yeah, see if we can figure out how to get that juice out of there. But first, I think I'm going to dump a little bit of juice in it, thin it up a little bit, see if we can do that. Okay, so these little disposable engines, little Briggs and Stratton, what's this, 500E. The fun thing about these is there's no real easy way, as it were, to change the oil. And so you got a couple of options. They have a little kit that you can use. Basically, it's a little siphon pump to suck the oil out of there. And then you can put more in, or there's a more technical way of doing it. Pull that fill cap out of there and tilt the motor this way with this pointing up and just pour it out. That's not a very sexy way to do it, but hey, it's a way to do it. And that's most likely how we're going to do it, because that stuff is pretty thick. But first, I'm going to pull this plug out of there, see what kind of story that's going to tell us. Oh, let's see if we can find what we need. It's either going to be you or you, I think. Maybe you and you. Yeah, let's try that. Let's see how that works. It's going to be you. Look at that. First try. Okay. All right. I mean, it's not in terrible condition. I mean, it didn't receive all the love in the world, but I think it's just lack of maintenance. Plug doesn't look bad. Actually looks pretty decent. Okay, so got you out of there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tilt you up. Hold on, let me grab a second pair of hands over here. Tilt you up like that. Now I'm going to pour a little bit of helpful juice down that hole right there and let that cook for a minute. I'll be right back. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I got my fancy little fill tube here. Well, I may not need that extension on this one. Just drop that right in that hole right there. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. I'll get a little bit of Marvel's Mystery Oil. Drop it right down in that cylinder head there. Get some lubrication going in there if we can, because we're not drawing anything up out of that sludge that's in it. That's not going to work. Let me put that hose back on there. Dab down in there. Oh, this is going to be messy. Boop, boop. Getting in there. Boop, boop. Oh, I think someone in that time. There we go. Oh, that did it. All right. Got a little bit of that down in there. What we're going to do now is we're going to drop the plug back in there. So when I lay it back down, it's all come pouring out as soon as I figure out what I did with the damn plug. There's the plug taken out. There it is. All right, let's drop you back in there. Just snug you up a little bit. And then I'm going to drop it back down. I'm going to pour some of this juice into the crankcase. See if I can't thin that stuff in there up a little bit. And then we'll let this cook. And when it's done cooking, we'll pull that plug back out of there. See if we can yank it a few times. See if it starts moving a little bit easier. And if it does, then, oh, look at that. And we'll see if we can't get it fired up. Let this oil that's in there, oh yeah. Let's just add some more in there. Can't hurt, right? Shrink up a little, buddy. There we go. Now, we're just going to let this cook a little bit. Once it cooks a little bit, then we'll pull on that go handle a couple times, see if it makes a difference. But I'll let it cook for an hour or two. You know, just get soaked in there, get worked in there, and then we'll come back and see what happens. Okay? All right. Cool. Okie dokie. We've been cooking for a little while now. Let's, you know what? Find some gloves because this could get a little dirty, a little messy. So I had this tilted back with my extra set of hands over there. So we're going to lift that up. And then we're going to pull on that go cord a couple times. Now, it still might be a little crunchy, but hopefully we're able to get some fluids moving and get some of this stuff out of there. And the cool thing is when we do that, we're going to be able to see how this would go. If I were to yank on the go cord now, though, it probably wouldn't do much of anything because the cylinder head doesn't like being full of stuff. It'll get all locked up, almost like it was seized. Oh yeah. Look at that come out of there. Okay, so let's pull on this. Let me throw another rag out front there because this stuff is probably going to come shooting out of there. Just yank on this go cord a couple times. Oh yeah, that's a little looser. I mean, it's still tough, but we got a lot of juice in here. The fill tube just shot out of there. So, all right. So we got a lot of fluid in there, shooting out like it should. We're going to tilt this over and see what pours out of this thing. Just going to set this down. And we are going to take this, set it up on there like that, and just tilt it right over and let her go. Oh yeah, look at that come out of there. And then we're going to pour a little bit of fresh oil in there. Yeah. Oh, getting messy. Getting messy. Okay. So let's move you out of the way. See if we can see something down in there now. See what the bottom of that looks like. Okay. I'll share that with you guys. Took a picture. Okay. I'm not too concerned with the proper fill right now. I'm going to pour some juice in there. We'll check it. Pour some juice in there. Check it. Man, this thing's going to smoke like a freight train when it fires up. I'm getting stuff everywhere. All right. Let's dump a little bit. Bloop, bloop, bloop. So really all I'll have invested right out of the gate is a quart of oil. And if it goes good, then we'll have a running motor. If it doesn't, well, we're out $5. Roundabout. What we wanted to do is fire and run for a minute, but we'll see. There we go. That's enough to do what we want to do. I'll tighten you down. See what happens. Oh, a lot looser. Uh-oh. Well, what in God's name was that? Well, that's interesting. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Fucking stop. Well, look at that. It's fired up. Got it nice and warm. Now what we're going to do is we're going to dump that oil we just put in there. We're going to dump that out of there. We're going to fill it up again. And then I think we're going to jump into that fuel make it happener thingamajigger and see what we see. There's probably a little bit of dirty, because God only knows how long it's been running without a filter, air filter. But oh yeah, that stuff's coming out black as molasses. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. Oh, you're gonna feel a lot better, buddy. Yeah, you're gonna feel a lot better. So I'll get you over there. So you guys just saw me. I put in fresh oil, and when I just dumped it out, there we go. Okay, so you can see here, that's just what come out of there. All right. So this thing was funky, and it's pretty funky. So we're going to fill it up, and we're going to do this one more time, and let it run, empty it out, and then fill it up one last time, and then we'll dive into that fuel make it happen, or make sure that thing's cleaning up. But it's alive. It's alive. That's a plus, because we pulled on a go cord when we got it here, and it wasn't going. I mean, you could barely get it to turn. So we're making progress. Pull off this fuel make it happener and go through this, because even though we got it to run, it was running a little rough. So we're going to pull this thing off there and give it a once over. So if you can't get it cleaned up, because considering the air filter was not on it, and there was flames shooting out of the carburetor, I'm going to go with the fact that it could probably use a little love. Let's get you in there. Okay, and then I'll stick you in there. And that down there will clean up a little bit of that go-go juicer dropped. Okay, so, well, this is fancy. Not a lot to it, and it's mostly plastic. But you can tell it's dirty. We can tell there's some things going on there. Uh-oh. So, all right, so we're gonna got our carburetor back on there. There wasn't a whole lot to it, just reattaching a few screws that we pulled out. It's snugged up in there. Now we're going to get some go-go juice, drop it back down in there, and give her a yank, see if she runs any smoother than she was before. Hold tight. Let me go get some go-go juice. You know what? Do I still have a can of Troy-Bilt here? Well, I sure do. High performance 4-cycle. Let's go ahead and dump some of this in there and see if it makes it happy. Oh, look at that pretty looking stuff. Engineered fuel. That's fancy. Better than just regular old non-engineered fuel you get at the gas station, but engineered fuel you get in a can that you paid more for because it's in a can, right? Sure. Oh, it's making noises. Priming up. That's good. It's doing the things it's supposed to do there. So at least we didn't break it. All right. Let's give this bad boy a yank, see what happens. And here we go. Uh-oh. I turned off the noise filter. think she'll level out. Let's do this. Hold on. Oh, didn't like that. All right, I think I'm gonna throw a little Berryman's down the yap on that, see if we can get those valves straightened up a little bit. Still got a little bit of a hitch in there. I bet you still some of that gunks in those valves. This should come around though. Maybe let it run a little bit. And I don't think I have any, so I'm gonna run out. It's running, so I think the next step is, well, we'll get the air cleaner breather cap for it and throw a blade on it and take it out there and see what she's gonna do. Yeah, we'll probably clean it up a little bit, use some cleaner, get it shiny. And, you know, it's got some time. Oh, by the way, I did a little searching there on our serial number. And based on what I found, this unit here is circa 2020. Apparently, I think it's the 5th number in there, represents the last number of the year that it was put into production or was manufactured. And it has that last number in the serial number there is a 0. So that being said, there's also a regulation for the blade based on 2017. And since this number is 0, we can only assume that it was made after those regulations of 2017. So that brings us to 2020. So she's about 5 years old. And, you know, maybe she's a little happier now, got a little extra love. So, all right, well, let's finish it up. All right, guys, well, it took me a minute, but I got down here, and I got a blade attachment kit here. Comes with the shaft adapter for the blade. We got what amounts to the washer, and of course the bolt goes up in here. So we'll pop this blade adapter up in there, but we got a mulching blade for it. Now, if you guys ever take one off, you can't figure out how to put it back on or anything like that, it's really simple. If you look here, see how that curves up? You got the cut edge here, and this curves up. This curve always goes up towards the deck, no matter what. So just an easy way, because sometimes people make a mistake thinking the label, you know, you should see the label or whatever, but that curve always goes up. So we got a mulching blade, got the blade adapter. We're going to throw that up in there. It's got a spline right there. We'll just throw that up in there. Throw this up on there like that. Get our little washer. I went ahead and got this and replaced this because here, hang on, I'll show you. The other one, the old one, I already get rid of it. Did I already toss it? I sure did. Anyway, the nubs here. If you look on the blade, you got 2 holes here. You got these nubs. Those were pretty much gone on the other one for whatever reason. So yeah, I mean, they're cheap. I think it was cheap, like $10 or something. Nothing crazy. We'll throw these nubs up towards those other nubs. Nubs everywhere. Throw our little nut in there. Bolt. That. Slide that up in there. What probably happened is when they decided they were going to put this to the curb, they may have recently gotten a blade for it, And these things, the blades aren't cheap. They're like $30, especially for the mulching blade. So they probably decided we want to keep that. We'll go ahead and tighten it down. There we go. That's all there is to that. All right, let's get this thing on the ground and finish her up. All right, sorry about that little audio snafu there, guys. But anywho, along with the blade, got some other parts. Got our little air filter there that we needed. I'm going to throw that in there, and our new little cover there to hold everything in place. So I think that's all we're going to need, other than a little bit of cleaning. Let's get you in there. Come on, get in there. Be nice. Be nice. There we go. All right, that's in there. So we'll give it a little dusting, a little squirt, a little more of my back in black, trim and plastic. Give it a little extra love, because this poor little thing's been through hell. But I'll tell you what, I really enjoy saving tools from the scrapyard or the dump, and this one was certainly on the way there. It was on the tree lawn, so it was right there. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I know I enjoyed doing it, like I said. And hey, hit that like button or subscribe button. It's free, doesn't cost anything. And next time I get up to something like this, I do a lot of other fun things, but mainly I like fixing stuff and building stuff. But anywho, I think we're all good. Let's give this old go cord a yank, see what we get. Oh yeah. Now it sounds like a lawnmower. All right. Well, again, hope you guys had fun. I know I did. See you guys on the next one.